I tried the Le Mans Ultimate COTA 6 Hours special event with a complete stranger I met on the LMU Discord channel. So, Studio 397 announced the second ever driver swap event for Le Mans Ultimate, and Hannah doesn't like COTA, which I'll come to find out a bit later. But this also meant that I have to find someone to do the 6 hours with, and so that's what I did. I went into the LMU Discord and put out a post looking for a team. It wasn't too long after where I met Paul, a guy living basically on the other side of the world in Germany. After some back and forth, we settled on the BMW and everything went from there. I spent the spare time I had around work and university assignments to learn COTA from scratch. See, I haven't driven here before, so I'd have to learn the track, figure out a strategy with limited tire sets, and make sure my race pace was on par all within 3 weeks. It would take me the first 2 weeks to realize how difficult COTA actually was. Apex, where? Under optimal conditions, I was doing 2-minute 10s in quali trim and 2:12s on race trim, and trying to find a couple extra seconds to be close to 2:10s in race pace was really difficult, especially with the very limited practice time I had. Paul, however, having less seat time in LMU compared to me, was quite a bit faster than what I could do. He was setting 2:10s in race trim and low 2:09s in qualifying trim. So on the day of the event, Paul would go out to qualify for us, putting us in P13. He felt like there were a couple more tenths that he could find, but decided against doing extra laps so he could save the tires for the race. While we're talking about tires, I should probably explain the current tire situation for this event. You get 18 tires for the entire event, including qualifying. This meant that you can't actually swap all 4 tires every stop, and some will have to be at least double stinted. In order for us to not triple stint any tires, we had to save as much of the quali tires as possible, hence the very limited quali runs.
Green flag, green flag.
Okay, here we go, chat.
Now that the race is also underway, let's talk about the race strategy. Over the course of the 6 hours, we have to do a combined total of 6 full stints and a short 7th. Due to the limited tires, we opted to use the quali tires on the race start. The idea was that Paul, who would be doing the opening stint, would be behind traffic for a large portion of the stint, thus fresh tires wasn't as necessary. Then, from then on, we'll swap the left side tires every pit stop, double stinting the right hand sides, and change all 4 tires on every 3rd stint. This would leave us with 4 fresh tires for the final stint and a half if all goes according to plan.
So I think I should hit the target lap if I continue driving like this.
Yeah, we'll just follow whatever the game gives us for the lap target for this stint. Just see what happens.
Ah.
Unfortunately, on lap 5, Paul got collected by a spinning BMW coming out of the S's.
How's the car
I couldn't
feeling?
brake otherwise.
Yeah, that's okay. I saw that.
The steering is a bit
Wonky?
yes.
Can you
The rest
keep
should
going?
be fine, but I think this has to be fixed. The pit stop.
Did you want to fix it on
That
the
was really
driver swap, or do you want to fix it now?
I think I can keep going to the driver swap.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really unlucky. I couldn't brake.
The car needed fixing, so I had to scramble up a new strategy that would hopefully keep us in the race. I told Paul to hold off for a couple more laps so I can do some math to figure out what lap he can pit without adding an extra pit stop.
Okay, do you think you can do 4 more laps and box at lap 10?
Yeah, this should be
Yeah.
completely fine.
And then I will do a double stint. And then we'll go normal, and then I'll just do an extra long finishing stint.
Yep. Sounds good.
After some number crunching, I came to the conclusion that if Paul pitted in lap 10, we would still have the 7th stint, except the final stint would be a full stint instead of the partial stint that we had planned, putting us off sequence with almost everyone else. I also decided not to change the stint order because I had made the strategy in a way that each of us won't be going out on full sets of cold tires at the beginning of the stint, But this also made sure that both of us did get a run with all 4 fresh tyres on our second stint. This meant that on our first stint we would still have 2 hot tyres, reducing the risk of spinning or crashing. And once we have felt out the grip levels, we can go out on a full new set of tyres with hopefully a little more confidence on what the car and track was feeling like.
This was really unlucky.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We'll see what happens like hour 3 into the race, because that's when people start losing focus, and I'm sure the hypercars will take people out.
Repair takes 78 seconds.
Yep.
Exiting the pits, we were already a lap down from the leaders, but we also would go longer than the leaders. So I was mostly just wishing that we would make up some time at some point. We also made a small error in the pit stop where we only changed the front left tyre instead of both left hand side tyres. Considering that because the engineering feature was not active this event, the driver had to make all the pit changes, which you can guess is not ideal. Especially on a track like COTA where your hands are already super busy from the amount of turning you have to do all the time. I ignored it as much as I could, but I just couldn't find good pace. I was 2 to 3 seconds off the average pace of the other drivers, and I just didn't seem to be able to push the car any further. While a large part of my lack of pace was just a massive skill issue, I was also having a lot more understeer in the BMW than what I felt like I was used to. The car seemed heavy and unresponsive, and this feeling would continue throughout the entire event.
Woo! Yeah, I just saw it. I think he completely fly off. I don't know. Is our car damaged or?
No, the car's fine.
Holy shit!
I just saw him levitate in front of me and disappear into the sky.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Hopefully we don't get like strange net coded and get damaged later.
After a pretty uneventful first stint, I came into the pits to take fresh right side tyres, but in hindsight this probably wasn't the best idea considering that most of the tyre stress in corners are right-handers, but that would also mean triple stinting the right side tyres, and I don't actually know if they last that long. Either way, I finished my double stint and handed the car off to Paul for his first double stint.
Just for shits and gigs, my left rear is currently 29%.
That's crazy.
I think that's the lowest I've ever been.
Nice stint. No major mistakes. Good pace.
Not bad, not bad. You're on fresh tyres, so careful on the exit.
They are cold.
3, 2, 1. Box now.
Paul took over the car with fresh tyres and instantly started to put in some work, putting in faster laps in almost the entire field.
How's my pace compared to the guys in front?
You are basically 2 seconds ahead. So P17 average is at 212, P16 average is at 214, P15 is at 210, but 14 and 13 is 11 and 12. So you're pretty much the fastest all the way up until your 5-lap average is currently the fastest in the lobby actually.
I see here.
He basically made back all the time I had lost from my slow stint before coming back in for new left-hand side tyres. He went back out for a second stint and it was as if he had all 4 fresh tyres again because he continued to set fast, consistent laps 1 to 2 seconds faster than most of the cars around us. He was making a lot of time and even a handful of places.
It would be cool if one could clean the windshield with the wiper like in iRacing.
After completing his second stint, Paul then came back into the pits to hand the car off to me. Except things started to go from bad to horribly wrong. Like in the Qatar event, I could not drive the car.
You're in the car?
No, I'm not in the car. What the fuck?
Strange. I'm out of the car. So I can't do anything now.
Hold on. Go do an extra stint, I guess, with fresh tires. Go for it. Fuck.
So I will drive or...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just have to...
I decided to force close my game, which kicked me from the car and let Paul go from the garage. So that's what I did. This man took the car back out for a third consecutive stint. And if that wasn't enough, he was absolutely flying with the fresh tires, putting in faster lap times than almost the entire lobby once again. I genuinely think if we didn't have the earlier incident and driver swap issues, he probably would have single-handedly carried us into single-digit places. He eventually finished his third stint and came back into the pits, hoping that the driver swap would work and I can get back into the car.
Oh my god, I'm still bugged. Oh, never mind. I'm good. I think. No, I've got no drive.
Except it bugged out again. So once again, I restarted the game. After an excruciatingly long minute and a half, I loaded back in and managed to take the car out from the garage.
Oh my god, I am so sorry.
Yeah, it's not your fault, no worries.
Pit exit's clear.
And we are still P15, that's nice. I've tried this too. So just keep in mind that you can't leave the track, because this would be an instant drive-through. I'm really sorry, but
That's
yeah.
fine.
Blue flag.
Oh yeah, and while Paul was battling for position, he racked up quite a handful of off tracks, and the next track cut would mean a drive-through penalty. That only meant one thing: keep the car within the white lines at all cost. Not being able to driver swap properly lost us a lot of time, and it was obviously pretty frustrating. I tried not to think about it too much and just focus on trying to find any sort of pace I could find without sending the car into the wall. Except,
Oh no.
I sent the car into the wall.
Is the car okay, or
Sector 1 is green.
can you keep going?
Damage. You might need to get it fixed.
My steering's pretty cooked.
Then a couple corners later, I spun the car.
I'll probably have to come in.
Incident sector 3. Yellow flag. Blue flag.
It was after coming out of the pit lane to check the tire temps when I realized at some point I have accidentally put on wet tires on my front left.
I think you have
I have wet
wets.
tires on the front, left. How much can I cook this tire before it goes on me? Can I just go for it?
I don't know, but I think we should risk it.
It
Because
feels
if you-
fine.
Blue flag.
Surely a full wet tire is like 60% medium tire grip. Surely. It'll be fine.
On your left. Hold your line.
As long as it's,
Yellow flag.
Clear left.
as long as it not gets too hot.
I think P3's gone off.
Can
in
keep going.
turn 9.
Yeah, so the Ferrari behind you is doing 2.14 and 5 laps average.
Struggling for grip with the wet tire, I had to come back into the pits and bolt on a medium. And remember that one rare quali tire that we didn't use in the second stint? Well, I decided to take that tire this time around. While it helped with the fast right-handers, I was still struggling for pace, bouncing between 212s and 215s. I did, however, manage to keep the car within the white lines to not serve the drive-through penalty, so I guess that's the one positive we can take away. I eventually came across the finish line in P16, third to last in the cars that finished the race, fitting with our team name being the Backwards, I guess. While I did lack in the race pace department, driving a proper team endurance race has taught me a lot. From this, I can finally say that I absolutely hate COTA, and I probably won't be driving the BMW as much anymore. The car's not slow, but it burns through the front tires incredibly quickly, and for me, the car understeers a little too much, which only gets worse with the front tire wear. Ignoring the personal complaints and the unfortunate race, I should give a big shout out to Paul who, in spite of me being an absolute turtle on the track, stuck with it while setting lap times that would put almost every other driver in the lobby to shame. He's quick, and maybe one day we'll share a car again, sometime in the future.